All right, the Detroit Lions are going into a hostile environment, going against the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. As of me recording this, they're going against the Dallas Cowboys, and Dallas is phenomenal at home. They just are, and so the Lions need all the help they can get. And our buddy Dave Burkett, and when I say our buddy, I mean I don't know him personally at all, actually, but he is coming out and he's saying two different things. So we're going to talk to you about one person who might be coming and making a debut on the defensive line, and then another person who it looks like they are going to be healthy, and there was some concerns that they were not going to be healthy. So I'm excited about both of these, but first let's start with the new player who is going to possibly make their debut against the Dallas Cowboys, and that is Tyson Alualu. It says knocking off Russ in line to make Detroit Lions debut versus Dallas Cowboys this week. So before I go any further, I need to do a couple of things. First, I need to make sure that I'm getting you guys the right and the beautiful background that is Sports Talk Detroit, not Sports Talk Extra, which is our second one. This is just a free plug. I guess that's what it is. I did not mean to do that. But anyways, here's my question for you. Number one, who remembers signing him 3 weeks ago? Like, who forgot about him? I want to know that. And two, is there any hope to believe that he is going to provide some help for us? He's 36 years old. And in the article that Dave Burkett wrote, he said, could make Lions debut, and here's why we think this is why it's going to happen. There's a couple of things. The Lions have let him travel, which is really good, but he goes on to talk about also how the Detroit Lions want to get him some playing time before the playoffs. They want him to get playing time before the playoffs to make sure he is ready and in game shape. All right, now there's this game that has playoff seeding expectations. This is a guy who's been around the block. He knows what playoff football looks like, so maybe he'll go there. Maybe he will. Alualu said, I feel like it's been a good 3 weeks. I feel like last week I was ready to go physically, mentally. So if this is the opportunity to do it, I'm just grateful and excited to get this opportunity. This is a guy, when we signed him, remember it was at the same time that we could have signed Ndamukong Suh. And so they even asked Dan Campbell specifically about it, and he said, we signed the person that was best for us. So before I move on to the other big hosses that we're going to talk about in this, just a quick reminder of what we have going on at defensive tackle. It's Isaiah Buggs, it's Benito Jones. Those are the guys that are taking the majority of the snaps right now. It's just the way it's been. Levi and Wuzurike, Broderick Martin are backup, but you've seen Josh Paschal slide in a lot, and you've seen John Kaminsky slide in a lot. These are not guys that can consistently hold up against the run when you're playing good running teams. Aleem McNeil will come back eventually. I understand that, and hopefully he'll be back for the playoffs. But we are thin at defensive tackle, and I have been amazed at how well we have held up against the run during this time. But the truth is, our defensive tackles are not playing that well. Isaiah Buggs is playing fine. He's ranked 57th on PFF of all interior defensive linemen. That's 129 of them. John Kaminsky is 55th. He's not had the splash year like he had last year, but the last month or so, he has been considerably better. Benito Jones. Yeah, the Benito Jones that outplayed to get Buggs off the starting lineup, at least that's what we thought, is 121st of 129. He looks out of shape. He looks slow, and it does not look great for him. I'm just calling it like I see it. Aleem McNeil is rated the 5th interior defensive lineman. That's amazing, isn't it? We miss him. So if we bring in Tyson Alualu, are you honestly telling me that you think he will be worse than Benito Jones, who ranks 121st? I was excited about Benito Jones and what he could do. Turns out he might not be one of those guys who's ready to play every down, every day, every week. He's good coming off the bench and getting 10, 15 snaps, especially in run situations, but maybe he's not that guy. All right, here's the second one that we see. Dave Burkett again reports Dan Campbell said, this is not, we think he will be, we're reading into the injury report or anything like that. Dan Campbell said Taylor Decker will be good to go for Saturday's game versus the Cowboys. This is huge because here you see him as an offensive tackle. And as of yesterday, we got a limited practice and we're like, all right, this is okay. All right, this is okay. He's going to be fine. The groin's going to get better. He's going to get a couple limited practices in. And then on Wednesday, he did not practice. And you're like, oh, crap. Like, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. And then all of a sudden, Thursday, he gets the full practice. Dan Campbell says he's in. Why is this important? The Dallas Cowboys are a machine. They are a monster when they're playing in Dallas. All right? They have been darn near unbeatable in Jerry World, as I like to call it. All right? So what you need to do against the Cowboys is you need to slow down two things. You need to slow down their attacking nature, and you do that by having good tackles that slow down Micah Parsons. That's one way to do it. And having, high five. All right, thumbs up. But like, pound it. All right, but you need to be able to slow down Micah Parsons. You need to be able to defend or have your offensive line intact. So either way he goes, he's going to have an elite tackle that he's going to have to go through. The second thing you need to do is you need to be able to run the football. You need to be able to keep the ball. You need to take the crowd out of it by just destroying them and demoralizing them with run after run after run. The Detroit Lions are one of the best running teams in the NFL when their offensive line is healthy. The Detroit Lions are one of the best passing teams in the NFL when their line is healthy. If you can protect the quarterback, the secondary for the Cowboys is not bad, but it is vulnerable. All right, you can do some things against them. The interior of the Dallas Cowboys defensive line is vulnerable. They've had a couple of major injuries there, all right? And so you're just all of a sudden you realize Jonathan Hankins, right? Probably not going to play. That's huge. We don't know yet, but that's massive on that interior defensive line because he stops it. In fact, the Dallas Cowboys put out this big article. The San Francisco 49ers signed Chargers defensive tackle Sebastian Jones. And they put out a huge article of how mad they were that the Cowboys weren't the ones to go get a starting caliber defensive tackle because of the injury to Hankins. We need to be able to take advantage of the interior, and we need to be able to protect the pass rush. Taylor Decker being able to play and hopefully at a healthy level, getting a full practice in, will help us protect the pass rush, and the health of the interior offensive line, which seems to be very much intact right now, will help our running game. That is what makes this a good idea, because I don't think we're going to hold this Cowboys defense or this offense, the Cowboys offense, under 28. I just think they're going to score a lot of points on us. So if we're going to win, I view it as more of a track meet. And I'm not saying the Dallas defense is easy to score on, especially in Dallas, but we got to do some things. We got to get creative with some things. We got to bracket CeeDee Lamb, but being fully healthy in the trenches is a huge help to this team. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Go Lions Saturday night. Let's get it.